Hello everyone, welcome back to the machine learning class. The next subtopic is concept learning. Okay, concept learning is making a machine with respect to learning a particular concept. That means an algorithm. So how to make it to learn an algorithm, or you call it as a concept. Say for example now, there might be a set of instances X. So instances means you call them as a concept, right? Now a concept C is the subset of that particular X. So there will be some distinguished instances. Out of that there will be a concept. That means if you take an example like chair. So for a chair you have different viewing perspectives. Say if you look from one angle, you can be able to see only two legs of the chair, or else if you view from the other angle, you will be able to see only three legs of the chair, and so on. That means in which perspective you will be viewing a particular object. So that will be distinguished, right? Say in the subset of X, you will be having a concept C. So what is that instance X is consisting of? So that instance X is consisting of few mammals. So few mammals are something like White Fang, Scooby-Doo, Wiley and Lassie. So these are the mammals category that you call it as instances X, which will be there, and you need to bifurcate those mammals into different groups. That means different subsets. So you are interested in only one particular concept of the mammals. Mammals are many. Out of those mammals, you will be interested in one particular concept, right? So in dogs, so concept of dogs. So dogs are something like Lassie and Scooby-Doo are the different types of dogs which are there in the subset as a concept in the main with the main instance X. That means mammals. Mammals are the instance here. Now we have defined that mammals are the instance here, and out of that the subset are dogs, that you call it as canine. You can group them as canine. Canine, in that you will be having a wolf or dogs, and another group of mammals will be something like, if you say pig, then you will be having another kind of pig is wild boar. Say out of this, then whenever you say that which type of concept is present, like okay, in dogs, these are the types of dogs, Lassie or Scooby-Doo, etc. When you say that this is present, then it should return 1, right? It should be a Boolean inference value. Inference value will be Boolean, means 1 or 0. So then it will return 1 means for that concept it will returns 1 only for that concept elements which are present in C. If it is present in C, this concept element, then it will return 1. If it is not present, then it will return 0. Now Lassie and Scooby are present. So for Lassie it will return 1, and Willy, if Willy is not there, then it will return 0. Now similarly for Scooby also it will return 1. So this is something like learning a concept or concept learning. So now we can take one more example where a person will be enjoying the water sport. So enjoying the water sport will be represented with respect to an instance X, like it is called as going for the water sport on a particular day. So going for a water sport or enjoying the water sport on a particular day, whether it is sunny or warm or normal with respect to different attributes of a particular instance X. Say sky, temperature, humid, wind, water, forecast, etc. are the 6 type of attributes which will be described for a instance X. So the attributes will be described for this days, right, or days or day on that particular day or days, say either first day, second day, third day, fourth day, etc. Right. Then on these days you will be having these attributes like sky, temperature, humid, wind, water and forecast, like 6 attributes will be present. So that is all you can say for instance X. Now that concept of the target function C is like you need to go for enjoying the water sport. When you go for enjoying the sport, then that is represented as whether you can enjoy means then it is 1. If you cannot go for the water sport means it is 0. So your instance x will be either 0 or 1. That is the target function. Target function for learning the concept is like whether you will be going for enjoying the water sport or whether you will be unable to go for the water sport on a particular day, depends on the condition, like whether it is rainy, cold, then humidity is high, etc. and so on, then you cannot go. That is why you have said it as no, or you will be representing it as 0. So in the rest of the cases, then you can say like yes, okay, you can go. Then you will say it is yes, yes, and in the last row you can say yes, and you will represent it as 1. Now for these attributes and target function, you have a hypothesis space H with specific values, right? You need to determine the hypothesis space big capital H with using the specific values. What are those specific values? Specific values are like sunny, varam, normal, strong, varam, same, etc. right? Cold and these things. Whatever we have represented here in the table, below these attributes like sunny, varam, normal, strong, varam, space, high, cold, cool, change, same, etc. These things represent the specific value. Specific value for day 1 sky is sunny is very specific. Specific means day 1 temperature is warm. Yes, it is specific. Right. Based on these specific values, you will decide, person will decide upon going for enjoying the water sport or not. If it is rainy, then it is very specific that it is rainy. So on a particular rainy day, it is like person will be unable to go for enjoying the water sport. At that point of time, you will say no, you cannot go for enjoying the water sport. That means you will represent it as 0. Now this is what the hypothesis space H will be consisting with specific values. And now an hypothesis small h has to be found out in this big hypothesis space H, right, such that hypothesis of all the instances x is always equal to the target function or the target concept of x in a for all set of x in the training example D. So this training example we denote it as D. So out of this training example D, the instance x what we are learning here. So for this instance x, the concept of x is, or the target function x is what? Water sport. To determine that whether you can go for water sport or not, that is 0 or 1. Now how, after determining, or how you will be determining this 0 or 1 based on the specific values. So how to get these specific values? By checking with the hypothesis, like whether it is you will say like sunny, rainy, varam, normal, high, etc. and so on. So always you will get the representation through the hypothesis. You will say like okay, h of x is equal to c of x for all the x in the training example D. X means the instance. Now after the representation of all these specific values for the respective attributes, then you will be having the distinct instances. So distinct instances are like there will be 3 values for first attribute, then there will be 2 different values for the specific values for the respective attributes. Say for example, you will say sunny here, I mean for sky you will write sunny, rainy or cloud. Sunny, rainy or cloudy, that is what you can write for sky. For temperature, either you can write it as varam or cold. For again here for humid, then you can write it as high or normal. For here again for wind, you can write it as strong or weak and so on. So put together the distinct instances. The distinct instances means instances are what? The x, the attributes, right? The instances on a particular day. That means it is a sunny day or it is a rainy day and so on, right? Then those type of instances will be 96. Those are distinct. So 96 instances can be defined. Now if you define the concepts, then it will be 2 to the power of 96. Concept means C of x will be, that is water sport. C of x will be always 0 and 1. So for 0 and 1, you need to have these distinct instances 2 to the power of 96. Next, syntactically, if you represent the distinct hypothesis in specific values, so if you represent all these specific values in syntactical distinct hypothesis, syntactical distinct hypothesis, then it will be like 5120 distinct values you will be getting. Next, if you represent the same thing with semantically, that means syntactically distinct hypothesis means all positive values. If you take one of the negative value, semantically if you represent it with a negative value, then it will be something like 973. Semantically represented distinct hypothesis, specific values can be determined. So this is how, this is what with respect to the concept of learning using the example of water sport. Okay. Now considering this same example, we can consider the hypothesis that hypothesis H1 is sunny, then again question mark symbol is there, 2 question mark symbols, and strong again 2 question mark symbols, and hypothesis 2 H2 is again having sunny, and again remaining are question mark symbol. Now what are these notations or symbols? So question mark symbol is representing the general hypothesis which with a positive example. If you are using this null value or no value, then it represents a negative example. Then or else when you use the specific values, sunny, warm, normal, cold, high, etc. and so on, then those things will be specific values. Now here always we try to represent it to be more specific than the general values. So how to represent it more specific rather than the general values is with respect to considering the hypothesis that if and only if that hypothesis J is more general than H of K, like hypothesis J is more than general than or equal to the hypothesis K for all the instances of X, instances of X, whereas hypothesis of K in the instance X will be is equal to 1, that is a positive example, will always be assigned to or equal to, right, hypothesis of J in the instance X will be always 1. In the sense, say when you are mapping that it is sunny, warm, high, strong, cool and same as specific values, when you are mapping and showing that these are the specific values, and sunny is again specific value mapped with the instance X as sunny, and warm is again mapping with this question mark symbol, then this question mark symbol is more of a general which will be represented with a specific value called as warm. Then you will say like this is more than or equal to the hypothesis 1 to hypothesis 2. That means H of J is more than or equal to H of K. Then when you represent that as a positive value or positive example, then it will be representing it as 1. So H of K, hypothesis of K in the instance X will be represented as positive example 1. In turn with respect to the hypothesis of J in the instance X will also be always positive. So note that the symbol or notation question mark will be always general hypothesis with a positive example and null with negative example, and other symbols are specific values. Now how to represent this or how to demonstrate this? Now consider this diagram from general to specific. Now you will be representing an instances X in the left hand side diagram, and you will be representing the hypothesis H here on the right hand side of the diagram, right? So always the hypothesis will be going towards the pointed arrow from down to top. Say from bottom to top, the pointed arrow will be moving, the hypothesis. Now here are the some instances which are there with the specific values of the attributes. So the specific values are sunny, warm, high, strong, normal, same, sunny, warm, high, weak, warm, same for these x1 and x2 instances, right? These x1 and x2 attributes on particular days, day 1 and day 2, day 3, day 4 and so on. Now if you go with the hypothesis of H1, hypothesis of H1 is sunny and other two are general, and again fourth value is more specific value, strong, and again fifth and sixth is general. So for hypothesis H1, first and fourth are specific values, rest of the values are general values. For hypothesis 2, right, then only first value is specific value and rest of the values are general values. So you can map it to only the positive values such that it will be an possible positive example. Next, if you go for hypothesis 3 H3, then it is first and fourth is again specific, it will be represented with specific values, and rest of the values are general. Now you can say that say H1 is represented here as only with two specific values and rest of them are general, and H2 is represented with only one specific value and rest of the general values, and H3 is represented with two specific values and rest of them are general values. Now which hypothesis is having more number of general values? H2 is having the more number of general values compared to H1 and H3. So here H2 is having the more number of general values compared to H1 and H3. That means H2 is always greater than or equal to, or it is greater than H of j is greater than H of k. That means H2 is greater than H of 1, H2 is greater than H of 1, H2 is greater than H of 3, H2 is greater than H of 3. That means which is having more general values rather than specific values, that you tell like more general values of the hypothesis H of j is more general than H of k. That means H2 is more general than H1, H2 is more general than H3, because H1 and H3 are having more specific values than H2. This is what the representation of instances and hypothesis we can demonstrate with respect to generalization of more generalization of specific values, right? So we can determine that H2 is more general than H1, hypothesis 1, and H2 is again more general than hypothesis 3. Now we need to represent these as hypothesis 1, 2, hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2 and hypothesis 3 are having specific, how many specific values and how many general values. For the given subset, like it is a positive example, H of k is equal to 1 and H of j is also in the instance x is equal to 1. Yes, to continue with concept learning, we have discussed till the most generalization of the hypothesis, like with respect to the generalization and specific variables, how the hypothesis will be varying from more generalized hypothesis. H of j will be more general than equal to H of k. Within the set of H of j will be in the instance x, it will be equal to 1, and at the same time H of k of the instance x will also be equal to 1, right? Now that is for more generalized, more general than or equal to the hypothesis of general and specific variables. Now how to find out the most specific hypothesis? Most specific hypothesis has to be found out. Now that is defined as find S algorithm, or that will be done through find S algorithm. Find S algorithm means finding S. S is the most specific hypothesis. Specific is denoted here by the symbol S, right? So S is that like most specific hypothesis, MSH, that fits all positive values. So all positive values has to be fit in, right? All positive training examples has to be fit in with this most specific hypothesis. Now, considering the same example of enjoying a person enjoying water sport or going for swimming, right, enjoying the water sport on a particular day. If you look at the same example here on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, there will be 6 attributes like sky will be sunny, etc., rainy, and so on. Like what is the wind or the humidity and so on, temperature, humidity and so on. These 6 attributes, so if you can change, if you can check them, and those attributes has got certain specific values, those specific values will change from day to day or from time to time. So first 2 will be little bit consistent, and then third one will not be consistent. First 2 will be positive and third one will be negative again, and fourth row again it will be positive but little bit inconsistent. Still it is a positive day for going to enjoy the water sport. So now with the same example, if we initialize that finding of which is that most specific hypothesis for all the positive examples. Now out of the 4 days, only 3 are the positive days where you can go for enjoying the water sport. Now all those 3 positive examples has to be best fitted with the most specific hypothesis. So to check with the which is the most specific hypothesis for all the positive training examples, you need to initialize an algorithm like find S algorithm. Now in the first step of the algorithm, what it will be done means we need to find the S, and to find the S we need to initialize it hypothesis to most specific hypothesis in the hypothesis, right? Hypothesis H will be initialized to most specific hypothesis in hypothesis S, that is small h will be initialized with null values initially, because everything will be starting from 0 or no value or null values. Now when you start from that first training example, if you go to first training example, then in the first training example you can check that instance x1 is of sunny, varam, normal, strong, varam, and same, right? Forecast will be same. Again this is a positive training example. Now here the clearly it is the hypothesis of H, it is too specific. Clearly it says that the hypothesis is too specific. There is no ambiguity. It is a sunny day, it is a varam, it is normal, it is strong, it is varam again, and it is forecast is also same, right, with respect to the attributes like sky, wind or humidity, temperature, etc., and so on, forecast, right? Now what you can do is like null constraint fails to satisfy this first initiation or the first training example. So first training example cannot be satisfied by the null constraint. Now it has to be replaced by the next most general constraint. So what is that next most general constraint? We can replace is with we will check with this question mark symbol. For that we will see with the next most general constraint which can be best in fit for the training example. Now for this x1 instance, the h1 hypothesis will remain same and it will be the most general constraint. Now go for the second row, that is second training example. In the second training example, that is x2, instance x2 is sunny, varam, high, strong, varam, same, positive. So again positive training example we have considered. Now that further generalizing the H, now if you still generalizing the hypothesis H, then now that you can replace one of the attribute value by using question mark symbol in hypothesis H, right? Which is that attribute? It is hypothesis H2 is sunny, varam, and here it was high. Now it has been replaced with the generalized symbol question mark, where it accepts all positive values. Strong, varam, same positive value plus. Now if you go for a third training example, x3, the training set instance x3, rainy, cold, high, strong, warm, change, and it is a negative example, but we need to ignore all the negative examples. So there will be no change, we need to clearly ignore the negative example. We are taking only the positive examples, we are searching only the most specific hypothesis that fits for positive example. So we are ignoring the negative example. So we are not going to consider the negative example. So further, if you go for fourth training example, in the fourth training example, instance x is with respect to again sunny, warm, high, strong, cool, change. Again it is a positive example. Now you have to go for further generalization, and now you can replace question mark symbol in those attributes which leads to hypothesis 4, sunny, warm. Here again already generalization is done, that is question mark symbol is there, and after strong value again another two attributes are specific values are generalized by question mark symbol. Why it is generalized? Because note that say in the first instance of x1 sunny, warm, normal, right, the hypothesis will remain same, right. What is that hypothesis? H1 will remain sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, same, right. So there will be no change. Now in the second instance, after if you go with sunny, warm, here it was normal and here it has become high. So it is it is strong here, right. Sunny, warm, normal, sunny, warm, high, it has become high, right. This attribute has become high, so this is been changed, so you will be generalizing it here. Similarly, you will be generalizing here with sunny, warm, generalization, and strong, and again two generalizations you will do here because cool and change. Here with respect to third you will be ignoring the third training example. If you go with again second training example, it is warm and same. Here in the first training example it was warm and same, right. The forecast and the other attribute was warm and same. Here again it was warm and same. If you go for the last fourth training example, it was cool and change. So these attributes can be generalized. So here it has been generalized from sunny, warm, again generalization, strong, and another two attributes have been generalized. Now that the algorithm can be written in this format, like you are initializing h to the most specific hypothesis in the hypothesis as h, right. This is small h is hypothesis, THESIS, this is THESES, hypothesis. So this big H will be having more number of small h's. So you will be initializing the small h to the most specific hypothesis in the big H. Now after that you need to give the or take the positive, each positive training example instance x, and for each attribute constraint ai has to be initialized in h, right, from null. So if the constraint is satisfied by x, then you should not do anything. If it is satisfied by the constraint x, here it is not constraint is not satisfied, that is that null fails. And again you need to replace it by the next more general constraint. That is what we have done. We have replaced it by next most general constraint that will be best fit for the training example. Next, after that you will be doing the same thing for the same instance x, and finally you will get the hypothesis h. Now what we have got out of this is we have been guaranteed with the output like a more specific hypothesis within that big H will be consistent with positive example. That means we are only checking out for the positive examples here, first, second and fourth training examples which are positive examples. So it is we are finding out the hypothesis H, small h in big H, that is hypothesis will be always consistent for all the positive examples. And also we will find out that finding S is consistent with negative examples provided that the training examples are correct. That means you need to ignore the negative examples. So when you are ignoring the negative examples, that shows that you are finding yes is consistent with the negative examples also, provided that the training examples are correct. If your training example is correct and if you are giving the proper training example, if it is negative then it will ignore. If it is positive then only it will consider for MSH, more specific hypothesis, right? Now how to check this? We were stopped at finding, yes, that is, it is the maximally specific hypothesis. With the same example of water sport, where there will be 6 attributes for the instances X on a particular day, it will be either sunny, or it might be warm, or it might be normal, strong, warm, cold, etc. You can check what is the forecast. So for those instances X, you have these attributes. What we will check is with respect to whether it is a positive day for going to enjoy the sport, water sport, or whether it is a negative day where we cannot go for enjoying the water sport. So finding S is maximally we need to check for or find the specific hypothesis, right? The most specific hypothesis. Now it is most specific hypothesis is what we have learned from the previous classes. The most specific hypothesis is with respect to whether it is sunny, warm, normal, etc. These are the most specific hypothesis. Then if you are using a question mark symbol, then that question mark symbol becomes a general hypothesis. Then if you are using null, right, null symbol, then it becomes a negative value or no value will be accepted. So for finding out how many more specific hypotheses are present, that is finding S algorithm in continuation of that with the same example. Now we need to check for only the positive examples. Now how to check with the positive examples, right? In a concept C, now you need to find out where it covers only the positive examples and none of the negative examples. Say you have here in a concept C, you have certain number of instances or many number of instances which are present. So out of these instances which are present, there might be few positive and there might be few negative instances, right? So there might be few positive examples and there might be few negative examples. Now out of this you need to find out only the positive examples. Now there are a few ways to determine like how we need to go for finding out the only positive examples. So if you figure out in another diagram, if you try to figure out in the next diagram, again for those examples which are present inside the concept C, here the innermost circle which might be of only with positive examples. Say this is the innermost we have found out, like this is set of all possible positive examples. But how to choose this? So this is what it becomes non-deterministic, because there are set of negative examples which are also present here in this concept C. So when it is present in this concept C set of negative examples, you need to determine only the positive examples. Now how to choose the positive examples out of this? Either you can go for making a bifurcation here itself, like one set you have positive values, another set you have negative values, or positive examples and negative examples. Or other way is you need to only group with respect to the positive examples which are present here and ignore rest of the negative examples which are present, or positive elements which are there are grouped in one circle and rest of the negative elements are ignored. That is another case of finding out only the positive examples out of only the positive ones, right? You will not check with the negative ones. You will consider only the positive ones, and out of those you will take only the positive examples. Otherwise, the another case is ignore the negative ones, and only rest of them will be considered as positive ones, or you will select only the positive ones by ignoring the negative examples. Now, finding out the most specific example is like most specific hypothesis for the positive examples is either by ignoring all the negative examples. That is what we have done in the find S algorithm, like H1, hypothesis 2, hypothesis 3 and hypothesis 4. Right, initially H0 is null, hypothesis is null, so it will be initiated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. H0 is null, which will be initiated. Then you will check with hypothesis H1 whether it is sunny or varam, normal, then strong, then again it is varam, and it remains same. That becomes hypothesis 1. Again you will check with the second hypothesis with again it is sunny, varam, and normal will be changed to high, then you will be replacing it with a generalized symbol, that is question mark symbol, and again it remains strong, varam, and same. The positive example, it will remain same. Now here in the hypothesis 3, the instance x3 will change. X3 will change to what? Rainy, then cold, high, etc. and so on. When it is changed but ignoring the negative examples, if you continue, then it will be something like again the same thing, sunny, varam, and generalized varam, strong varam, and same. And last hypothesis, again it will be generalized at the last, sunny, varam, generalization and strong, again last two attributes are generalized, right? This we will define in a specific and generalization of finding out the yes, that is most specific hypothesis. So how to check this? By the instances x on the other side and with hypothesis H. These are specific, these are general. So here it will be general, specific, and here it will be general. This is hypothesis and this is instance x. So how many instances will be there? Ignoring the negative example, if you check like that, then there might be few instances like x1, x2, x4 and x3. x3 is negative, you just exclude the negative one, and x1 will be positive, x2 will be positive, and x4 will be positive, right, out of some of the positive examples, right, which are those, which are the instances which are present in this instances x, concept x. Now for the hypothesis, so you need to check out, right? So which one will be applicable? So if you implement H naught will be always the initialization what we do. So H naught is negative, it will not be applicable. Next, you will go with H1. After that, you need to go with H2. After that, you will go with H4. Right. So in this way, we need to apply the hypothesis. H1 here, H2 and H3 will remain same, H3 remains same, it will be here, and H4 will be here. So where H4 will be applicable, H4 will be applicable for X4. Now H2 and H3 are applicable to X2, positive value X2, and H1 is applicable to positive value X1. Whereas X0, it is not applicable here, so it will remain same. So this is what we have defined for finding out the most specific hypothesis or maximally specific hypothesis, that is nothing but finding out S algorithm. So this concludes the the topic finding out S algorithm. In the next session we can check out the candidate elimination algorithm and version space.